Hello and welcome to this video. In Camera Club competitions you should be submitting the best work you can, so attention to detail is pretty important. Let's look at fixing the geometry of our verticals and horizontals within our images. I attended a Camera Club competition recently where the set subject was doors or windows. The judge quite rightly pointed out that many of the images just needed adjustment to their vertical and horizontal alignment. We know that converging verticals often work in our favour when they give us that towering skyscraper appearance. In the competition though, this wasn't the case, and because it's so easy to put right both in Photoshop and Lightroom, it gave me the idea for this short video. Here's a typical example of what the judge was referring to, and I've opened this image up into Adobe Camera Raw. The image needs our attention. In the geometry section of Adobe Camera Raw and Lightroom, there are some automatic settings. But the guided is so easy and quick that I tend not to bother with the automatic tools anymore. By the time I've tried a couple of those auto settings, I can have the image straight with the guided option. So that's my choice every time. So let me select the guided option. And when I move on to the picture, I can draw a line to tell the software that that edge there I want straight, and I want that edge there straight. And it does the job for me. And what I like about this, if I get this slightly wrong and I need to make an adjustment, I can pick up this vertical line and I can adjust it accordingly. So we can get this absolutely spot on. Sometimes if you're using a graphics tablet like I am, you can sometimes drift off a little bit and you may want to make a slight adjustment. But I've got two uprights there, so it's giving me a nice vertical left and right, but not across. So let's draw one across and we'll use the windowsill as our guide. And when I do that, there I've got my symmetry. Now with this particular example, it's got that tower leaning up into the sky, and when I click the auto button, it does a pretty good job. But let's take a look at the guided option with this image, because if I select it, I'm going to select the edge of the building as one vertical, obviously the chimney with the other, but we do need to consider exactly where we're going to put the other level should we need one. This here looks like it should be level, so let me try drawing a line across that seam over there. And there you can see it's done a pretty good job. And once again, I could make minor adjustments if I want to, but from here I could continue with the editing. Now as you can see, it's not too difficult to find examples where this guided geometry tool works perfectly. Let's try one last time. If I select it and I draw my vertical down there, and over on the left hand side down there, you can see what this is going to do. So we're left with a little bit on the left and a little bit on the right. You can choose from here whether you want to crop the image, but one of the things we can do is go to the scale option here, either use the slider, but what I often do is put my cursor in the box and I use the up and down arrow keys, and I can push my image out until I feel it looks right. And when I get to that point, I've virtually got the same thickness of that off-white on the right as I have on the left. But of course we could crop it and do exactly the same. So given how easy these verticals and horizontals are to fix, in Camera Club competitions, why allow the judge to point out the obvious to you? Fix them first and gain a couple of extra points. I'll see you next time.